All right, working on the kind of a partial install of the light wire harness. So it starts so that the light wire harness goes on the driver's side fuse box plug-in, and then from there it tucks in underneath the fender, and then moves towards the front. So we'll get that in real quick. Okay, once you get through, here's your plug. And then mine's a base model. I mean, there's almost nothing. It's just the essential wire harness. Your wire harness might be completely different, but here's my for the brakes here for brake warning, and then the plug here, and there's a little plastic clip here. Okay, and then there's a hole just below your hood, right here, that plastic clip plugs right into. Okay, we'll leave that there. And the wire harness comes along behind the fender. And then here is our alternator. Okay, and then right where the alternator wires come down, there's another plastic plug here, and there's a hole right here. So we'll show you where those are. So one here, okay, right there, and then the other one is right here. Okay, and that's what this plastic one goes right into. And then so your wires, again, here's an alternator, and then here's your driver's side light. Comes from here, and then we'll just kind of stick that out right there. All right, we'll get this twisted and we'll get that plugged in right there. Okay, now when you're moving around your wire harness and try and twist it to form to where it goes, be careful, you don't want to break those plastic clips here. So right now, this isn't plugged in yet, so this will have to be twisted around just a little bit to get it to fit and plug in. Just be careful. Pull too hard, twist too hard, you're going to break those little clips. As we move forward, after you get your clip in here, so part of the wire harness goes on the front side of your radiator frame, and some of it goes in the front. So in the front you have your relay information, and then the rest goes in underneath the front of the frame for the radiator. That's where you get your headlights, your indicator lights, and then your power and other grounds, which are on the passenger side. Okay, so this section here, your relay, and the other section tucks up underneath here. Then you've got a ground. Where's my ground? Here. Okay, this also gets bolted to the front here. Alright, and then you can see here all the rest of your lighting and your power source coming from the battery gets tucked up underneath here. We'll get there. Alright, I went to get my voltage regulator. So there's the ground for the voltage regulator also that hooks up to the ground that's on the harness, and that gets grounded to the frame of the radiator. So for now, we'll just wire these two together, just temporary, so we know that they go together. Okay. Real simple. And then we'll plug in our voltage regulator into the harness. Grip on it. Okay. All right, had a hard time getting that plugged in. So this is all aftermarket. I bought all that stuff from American Wire. What happened was that the frame of the relay, for some reason, was bent in too much and was preventing my plug from going in. So I literally had to get some pliers and literally bend part of the frame just so I can get that plug in. So if you guys are doing the same process where you got an aftermarket relay and then your plug, then you might have an issue with getting that plugged in, but finally got it in. And then we've got our horn relay right here. Then you've got all your wires here for that. So the you kind of face it this direction here, so your thicker red, this one here, okay, goes on the first one here. And then the black, so we get the red and the black. Okay, that. You got your plugs. So you've got your green. You got, looks like a pink and a black stripe and a black. So you've got your 3 plugs. So you got these bottom 2 on the top. So your green goes to the one on the bottom right, bottom left, okay, and your plug is matching the shape. Black, bottom right. Your red, or your pink with black stripe is top. All right, there you go. Oh, and I forgot my my hood light. So for some reason, mine came with it. So your hood light plugs in with the red. So I'll take that off, and got your plug here. Okay, and that goes with your red on your horn relay. All right, so here's my wire for my hood light, and then I just fished it through up with the other harness, and then I just left it loose up top, and I can install that later. All right, for now, for mounting the voltage regulator and the horn relay. So for starters, we'll do the ground. The ground comes from the main wire harness, and then the ground that comes from the voltage regulator. The hole for it is right here. Okay, so there is, depending on how you look at it, there's a large hole right here at the very edge of the frame, and then you move in about a couple inches, and it's right there. So you got your nut and your little star washer. All right, there you go. So I'm gonna leave these wires just a little bit loose. The screws in. Just leave it loose just so that I can, when I put other items on, they can just, wires can move around just a tad. So the voltage regulator, screw here, here, and right there. All right, there we go. I just left it just a little loose just so that I can move it around a bit if I need to. All right, and then now for the horn relay, that just has one screw. All right, and then on the relay itself, there's a little notch right there. Okay, that has a hole, and it goes in right here. Okay, and then the screw goes here. This is where you guys start kind of bending your wires a bit just to make sure it goes in right. There you go. All right, and then we'll continue from here and then going along behind the radiator with the rest of it. All right, to move on for the rest, so starting back here, there's a clip here. So that's the final wire harness here by the relays. There's a hole right next to relay here, and that plugs into there. You can push your wires. It should fit, because don't forget we have our washer jug that goes right here, so we got to make sure the wires are in the way, not in the way. And then as the wire harness wraps around the front, there is one hole that's right here as it wraps around, and that clips into it. And I'll show you the holes here when they're all in and done. And just as you continue, make sure you drop down your light wire harness. And then we got another hole right here. Put some blue tape on it so I can see it. Okay, right there. We got another one right here. Keep going. Another one right here. As you wrap around towards the battery side, the last one. And it's the very top hole. Okay. All right, again, so got one there. And then as the harness wraps around underneath, okay, and you've got one right there. Okay, comes in. Here's your light. Here's your side indicator. Here's for your front light indicator. Here's your two horns. All right, and then continues under here. And then you've got a plug here. You got one right here. There. And the last one down there. And then all your stuff wraps around. And then you've got indicator light here. And you've got your front driver's side, passenger side lights. And you've got a ground and power. And then you've got your side indicator right there. All right, so we'll get this ground hooked up and the power supply. Let's see where those go. All right, the end of the harness. We got a couple things. Please forgive me, I don't know the names of these things. But some type of, it's not a ground, it's just a little plastic piece that the power hooks up to. So there's another harness that hooks up to this. That, and then there's a square nut. So we got the red. Get it on there. Red goes on there with the square nut. Like that. And then we've got the ground. It goes just below right there. So we got our star lock washer on the ground, and then our screw. All right, and that is it for my front light wire harness. So I'll go back through and I'll tighten up all the other screws that I left, and then that's it. Okay, so again, just to really go through it again. So our side light. So now we've got our headlight light, and it's got the ground, and then our front indicator, and then we got the horns, and the front indicator, headlight, side light, and then everything else that we went through before, right here. And then the rest here, I'll get the engine, I'll get these hooked up. And then when I'll do another video on the engine wire harness that plugs on the other side, it kind of goes up and over, gets the wires and the fan and the battery and other stuff. So that's it.